Hello, fabulous Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of January 2014, Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here and Happy New Year. Now, I've been telling all the signs, watch your 2014 overview and your 2014 love horoscope, especially again, because a lot of the larger trends that are taking place over the course of 2014 are going to be highlighted now. And so you definitely want to be watching this, because if there's any sign that this is true for, it is yours. I think that for you, the larger lessons in love are going to be particularly pronounced now. And when I consider the fact that you've got, as the year starts, you've got a new moon happening in your sign. And then in the middle of the month, you've got a full moon happening in your opposite sign. Now that alone would make this a very significant month in love for you. But then you add this element where you've got Venus going retrograde in a rare retrograde cycle, moving through your sign and bringing up some of the lessons that you might have been experiencing going back to 2005 and 2006. I do think that this is a time when you really want to be paying attention to what is it that's showing up for you in love, because it does look like the situations now, the environment now are getting you to really examine what love is going to mean to you now and in the future. And I think that this is part of a significant moment of honesty that is set to take place for you this month. Especially when I look at what's taking place in the middle of the month. The chances are very likely for you being one of the signs most likely to experience someone from the past showing up again. And as part of you seeing the past with different eyes, this is a trend that is particularly pronounced for you. And I do think, as I look at the sky for you, that it does look like a matter of you seeing another person more honestly than you have before comes right to the surface in a way that is undeniable. And so wherever it is that maybe you've been glossing over some facts that have been staring you in the face in your circumstances now with the person you're with, or with a situation that took place in the past that maybe you've seen a certain way, now is the time when you are going to see situations and people with greater honesty. And this is an honesty that was always there, that you just chose not to see before, that you weren't ready to see before. And so now is your opportunity, now is your time to actually get to see that situation differently. Now, this doesn't mean necessarily that you have to see it worse. Absolutely not. That doesn't have to be the situation. But honesty means that you are acknowledging where there is perfection and where there is imperfection. You are acknowledging the role that you've played, or maybe the ways in which you took things on that were not yours to take on. And all of this is part of getting you to see things more accurately. Now, I do think that this month there is that element there of seeing things more honestly, but I think that you're going to need even more time beyond just this month to really take a full stock of the reality of the situation. But the experiences now are going to inform your experiences for the next month and the month after even. And so do pay attention now. And as I said, you really want to think about what was taking place for you 2005, 2006, because some of the lessons that were happening then, especially as we got you into late 2005, beginning of 2006, the lessons that were taking place at that time for you are going to come up now, are going to be highlighted for you now as part of your overall healing, as part of your overall growth. And so this is a very important time for you. This is a time for you that is going to ask you to really understand much more deeply and much more closer to the heart why it is that you've had the experiences you've had, and also help you to really ground yourself with a more measured perspective. Those of you who are not attached and are open to meeting somebody new, I think the chances are that there is really, it's more about the past. It's more about a past situation. And so I think if somebody does show up, somebody new does show up, it's really to help you understand what has been. And while the full consequence of a new bond will need to really go through some transformations, really need to be played out with greater fullness, I think that a much more likely scenario is that if there is someone new, they act more as a trigger to lessons that happened before. They're very strongly reminiscent of someone in the past. And it's all about you sort of healing what was. Also, I do think a likely scenario, in all honesty, is that if someone new does show up, it looks like whatever feelings are evoked really aren't about them. And really, I don't think that in the fullness of time, you're really going to be that into them, because it's not really about them. It's about you understanding who was there before and why that situation didn't work, why that situation is no more, where it has to do with you, where it has to do with another person. And all this is about reconfiguring love for you, reimagining what love is going to be for you now and in the future. When Venus goes retrograde in your sign, the big question is, do I love it? Am I worth it? And that has to do with every area of life, but especially because Venus is the goddess of love, it has to do with love as well. Whatever situations, whatever circumstances in your life now with someone you're with or with anyone new are meant to ultimately trigger these questions. Do I love it? Am I worth it? I do think that you are worth the highest love that there is to know. I do think that you are worth deeper love than you've known before, more significant and more honest love than you've known before. And if you can believe that, even a little bit, then you will see how life is conspiring to affirm that belief within you. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Be fabulous and enjoy.